Good morning, ladies. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the custom card review of the updated version of Spectre. The Spectre is a spell card where you fall over and die. Not really, but is a spell card where, here, let's close those, and here. So, yeah, Inspector Hin is a spell card that allows you to basically, during your opponent's standby phase, you pay 500 and basically you select one random card, look at it, and nothing happens. Well, for this archetype, is that has a lot of support to push it into a better games. So let's grab. So let's start with monsters. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 monsters. So let's start with the king. Or actually, let's start with the guardian of the Spectre. This one gets a ball rolling. So, it's an Earth level 4 warrior effect monster with 1,500 and attack and 100 defense. If this card is normal summon, you can select one card from that mentions Spectre from your deck or graveyard, add it to your hand. If it does, then your opponent inflict damage to your opponent's life points. And once per turn during your opponent's draw phase, you can tribute this card, destroy all cards on the field. On your opponent's side of the field. To the number of the cards, yeah. So, yeah. It basically destroys everything on your opponent's field. Like, you go, bye-bye. Yeah. So then basically, yeah. So it searches out the king of the Spectre. Yeah. The reason why it's a tuner monster is because it's a hand card thing. Like, you can discard it to add one card, like spell card, to your hand. If it does, yeah. Or if this card is in your graveyard, you can draw 4 cards and skip your opponent's draw phase. So then today's monster is Devil of the Inspector. Here is he's a traitor to the king. So, yeah. He tries to, put poison in the, food and put hungry lions and, all that stuff. So, yeah. You can discard this card from your hand. Normal summon 2 monsters from anywhere except this card to your field in attack mode. If this card if it does, then inflict damage to your opponent's life points equal to the combined attack points of those monsters from the field by this effect. If this card is in your graveyard, you can shuffle this card into the deck. Add 3 spell/trap cards from your deck or graveyard, or banish them to your hand. So basically, you can discard this card, summons 2 of or normal summon, let me enter my head real quick. These 2, then their effects go off. Searches out this card, or the ones that mention it, in the name. So yeah. So then the final monster is a synchro monster, where it's Sad Girl of the Inspector. She basically puts these sad counters on her for once per turn during either player's turns. So you can, and it max is 10. Yeah, and you can, or if this card attacks and a monster, here you can summon a monster with the, or you can, you're basically, I'm trying to think, you're basically shuffling all the cards, basically kindness, here, let me get the table for you. Oh, it's basically how she is saying, here, let me give it's basically back to the community. Yeah, and then plus if she attacks, she grabs a stick and hits you with it, like the wooden pipe, or yeah. Then she can remove 2 stat counters from herself, attacks again, and if it does, then your opponent mills 3. So basically, you're it's giving you the good effect, but at the same time, it gives your opponent a bad effect of milling 3 cards from the top of their deck to the graveyard. This card is sent to the grave. You can pay 1,000 life points. Special summon her back to your field. But this card's attack points become double. Yeah. So basically, you gain a lot of advantage from it. So yeah. Now the spell cards, this one, Man of the Inspector, where he's yelling at his child, or yeah. You can shuffle 1 card from your hand or graveyard into the deck. Look at your opponent's or deck. If you do, select a card from and to be added to your hand. And then if this card is sent to the grave, you can discard 2 cards from your hand. Normal summon 2 monsters. So yeah. Then question of Flaming Cannonball of the Inspected. is a a it basically shuffles one card from the field, except this card, into the owner's deck. And inflicts damage to your opponent's life points. Then, yeah. And then it's a good way to re-grab your Spectre, like that one. And so, yeah, then the cards, like this one, it has a graveyard effect of this card is shuffled into the deck, destroys all cards from the opponent's field. Their effects are negated until until the end of your opponent's next turn. So basically, like, you destroyed everything, and then your opponent can't do nothing. But they could summon a monster, but other than that, it's... Yeah, then the pointy finger of the inspecting is a broken effect of it shuffles all cards from except this card and into the owner's decks, and both players lose 500 life points for each card from either player's decks by this effect. If this card is in your graveyard, you can shuffle this card into your deck. Add 3 cards from your deck or graveyard or banish them to your hand. Then if it does, then your opponent can't activate any card effects or declares attack until the end of their turns. You can only use its effects for once per turn, and yeah. Oh, alright. So then so the trap card's eyeball of the inspector or inspection is a trap card, counter trap. This card can't be activated if your opponent activates a card effect or declares an attack. So basically, you activate it, activate it, and like I know it's wording weird, but yeah, you pay 200 life points, negate that card effect, or declare an attack. If you do, then then inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent's life points. Then it has the second effect of, it's basically like graveyard effect. If your opponent activates a card effect that negates any card effects while this card is in your graveyard, you can shuffle this card into the deck, negate that card effect, and then banish it to the banish zone. So basically, it's like saying for like 4 and 9 Yu-Gi-Ohs is Seal of Alcalcos with the discard effect. You can activate this card from your graveyard. Then you can be like, I'm gonna move your seal or banish it. Yeah, and then questions of the Spectre. It's a This card must be activated if your opponent activates a card effect or declares an attack. You can shuffle this card into the deck, or shuffle one card from your graveyard or battlefield into the deck. Negate that attack or card effect or attack, and then shuffle it into the owner's deck. If it does, then skip your opponent's next turn. If this card, or if your opponent activates a card effect that discards a card, so basically like activates a card effect, basically like Dark World, you can activate this card. Well, this card is in your graveyard or battlefield. You can shuffle this card into the deck, negate that card effect, and then shuffle the discarded card into the owner's deck instead of the graveyard. So basically, you're basically reaching over, like, say your opponent that says, oh, I'm going to activate this card that allows me to discard cards. Nope. I activate this trap card. Yeah, so basically, like, Graceful Charity will be lightning gated, and instead, so basically it will be like that. So that's the whole archetype that I made. Maybe if I get enough, like, cards, then I'll probably do a updated version. So like, so the story goes like this. Because I made it one up. So it was a young, beautiful girl that, here, hold on. Give me a moment. This one. So, a young, beautiful girl was about to, or actually, it takes place in medieval times. And the the king saw, like, in the future, or what will come, was of course, they had, they have to inspect all the stuff that was that comes in from other states or other countries, because some of the countries sends monsters like demons to try to take over the world. So then and plus the princess wanted a husband, but and plus a food to actually eat. So she picked a apple, or like a or grape from her garden that was red, and it was from her personal garden, not the, because it, like, the glass, or actually no one snuck in. So she picked one, and for her father to like, but her father was like, "What's this thing? Is this from the out of town or out of country?" "No, I just picked it from my garden." "Ah, the did you poison it?" As he yells at her, asking. "No, no." As her her sister walks in and says, "Huh, are you having troubles with the the my sister's is cooking thing?" Or like, as her, like, their father says, "No, but is it poison or anything?" "No, no, it's just freshly picked. Here you go, oh, sister." So then her sister eats it, as it was not bothered. And see, as she, like, gives it to her, or to the king, as he eats it, it tastes fine. Huh. Okay. But then some other, like, one mistake that they did. One of the guards made a mistake and didn't check, and the demon or devil came out of nowhere, about to destroy the entire kingdom. But then the king pulls out a fire cannonball, and sends the demon back to the other kingdom. And the king yells at the guard that was supposed to be on, like, checking all the luggage thing. And yeah, as he was confused of who's supposed to be on there. And then so then the king looks at the paper, and yeah, but then yeah, so, but the fire orb, or fire cannon, that he pulled out gained a fire spirit self. And so the fire spirit surrounded the entire kingdom, to protect them from battles for millennia. So every time a demon tries to get close, it goes right to back to the underworld, and yeah. So then the day came, and the king asks, "What do you see in the man?" Um, so they both girls says like, well, make sure he'll be strong, beautiful, and all that stuff. Yeah. So then they so then a beautiful kid, or actually the guy, or the kid was the same age as her, was but he was expelled from his own kingdom because he was not worthy. But his like but his parents looks at his brother more than, yeah, him. So then he goes in, and he ends up going walking as he didn't pick any fruits, or so the girl, or so the king was, another demon came up, um, but this one was immune to like flames and all that stuff. So, and he is about to murder the entire kingdom. But then the guy, or the kid, and says, "Enough," as he grabs the demon by the arm. And one set, or like few seconds after he grabbed the demon's arm, it, as the demon was screaming, "Ah!" as it burns him. Yeah. As it burns, and yeah. The he only, or the demon commanded or tried to command the king to get, for the demon to get married to one of his daughters. So the king refuses the offer, and then the boy comes up and like shuffle, or like punches that guy, or the demon, in the face, and sends him crawling back to the underworld. And then the whole thing, and then his true appearance comes, as he looks not actual human. No, I'm the honest sire. As the king was like, have you have any interest in like my daughters? And you can. And as one of them, her, decided to get married to him, and and so the kid, or his presence of him being a gun, was, oh, sorry, or his parents from a different kingdom wanted him back because they did not realize that they gave birth to a goddess, or the angel. Their son was like Hercules. And he's always a brute strength. But when, yeah. So then the girl that you see in this one right here, this one, she ends up being that muscular guy's wife. Yeah. And so basically that's what happened so far in the story. And yeah, this is the end of the What If. Please leave a like, share, subscribe. Peace.